My racist principal tried to destroy my future. I watched Principal Tiger drag my friend out of the cafeteria by his collar because he'd overheard him saying, "Chow, 3 days suspension." Tiger spat, his eyes wild with fury. You see, Tiger demanded every student speak only English on school property because according to him, foreign languages were a cancer that would destroy America's future. By 16, he'd turned our school into a surveillance state where one word in another language meant your life was over. The rule started my freshman year after some Korean kids supposedly cheated on a test by discussing answers in their language. Tiger held an assembly where he screamed for 40 minutes about how America was built by Americans using English, and anyone who couldn't respect that should leave. Teachers soon became language police, patrolling hallways with notebooks, marking down anyone whose lips moved wrong. Even whispering to yourself in the bathroom got reported because Tiger paid students $50 for turning in language violators. Chinese was all my family spoke at home, so school became 8 hours of swallowing my real voice. Mom worked as a prison guard where she couldn't answer calls, which made me grandma's emergency contact. Grandma had heart problems and only spoke Chinese, but calling me during school meant risking everything. We developed a system where I'd answer with just mm-hmm and uh-huh while she talked, pretending someone English speaking was on the other end. Tiger made the punishments worse every year. First offense was 3 days suspension plus a permanent record note that would follow you to college. Second offense meant losing any scholarships or sports eligibility. Third offense was expulsion. He installed security cameras with audio in every hallway and hired a tech kid to review footage for foreign words. Parents got banned from school property if they spoke anything but English, even in the parking lot. My friend Maria got suspended for saying I when she dropped her books because Tiger claimed it was Spanish. Another kid lost his valedictorian spot for humming a Vietnamese lullaby his mom used to sing. The Haitian kids stopped bringing lunch from home because the smell of their food made teachers suspicious they were speaking Creole in secret. We all walked around like ghosts of ourselves, our real voices rotting inside us. I lasted 3 years without a violation by being paranoid every second. When other kids tried to trick me into responding in Chinese as a joke, I'd pretend I didn't understand. When grandma called during lunch, I'd hide in the janitor's closet whispering yes or no while she asked complex questions about her medications. Once she fell and called during chemistry, so I tapped out codes on the phone where 3 taps meant take your pills and 5 meant call the neighbor. Then one day my phone vibrated nonstop during history class. My neighbor only had this number for emergencies with grandma, and she'd called 38 times in 10 minutes. My hands shook as I slipped into the hallway and called back. My neighbor was screaming in Chinese that grandma had collapsed, and the paramedics couldn't understand which heart medication she took versus the one she was deathly allergic to. The medications had similar names, and my panicking neighbor kept mixing them up in broken English. I tried texting the names, but she couldn't read my screen to the paramedics while holding the phone. The paramedics were yelling for information in English. My neighbor was crying in Chinese, and grandma was dying because no one could communicate. There was no clever workaround this time, no tapping system that would save her life. I ran down the empty hallway speaking rapid Chinese, explaining exactly where her medications were kept, which bottle was which, her dosage history, her allergies. My neighbor put me on speaker so I could translate directly to the paramedics, switching between languages so fast I couldn't track which one I was using. Medical terms poured out in whatever language I knew them in first, while I sprinted to the parking lot. Tiger stood by the main exit with his phone raised, recording everything. His face was calm, like he'd been waiting for this moment, like he knew eventually someone would have to choose between his rule and a human life. I looked him right in the eyes and kept speaking Chinese, explaining how grandma was allergic to penicillin, how the wrong medication would kill her in minutes, how she needed the white pills, not the blue ones. He smiled while filming me destroy my future with every Chinese word. Behind him, his office walls were covered with photos of expelled students, kids whose lives he'd ruined for speaking their parents' languages, trophy photos of destroyed futures. I was about to become another picture on his wall, but at least grandma would be alive to know what I'd sacrificed. The paramedics saved her because I'd explained her allergies in time. The doctor said another 3 minutes, and she would have died from the wrong medication. The next morning, Tiger was waiting in my first period class with his laptop open to the security footage. The whole room went silent as he played the video of me speaking forbidden words. He pulled out expulsion papers with my name already typed in, dated from the day before like he'd prepared them in advance. Did you think your grandmother's life was worth more than the rules? Full story on the channel below.